How's it going, everyone? Jiraiya Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 37 of my Jiraiya's Topic Wednesdays. You guys know what this is going to be about. This is obviously going to be part 2 to, of course, part 1, which was about the good about marriage. Now, if you guys haven't seen part 1, then it should be on the screen somewhere. You can click on it, go and check it out, and then come back to this video. Or you can check in the description down below as well for the link to go and check it out. Or maybe you can wait until the end of the video and then check it out, depending on how you want to go look at it. But nevertheless, this is going to be part 2, which is going to be, of course, the total opposite, which is going to be the bad about marriage. Now, is there a lot of bad? Does the bad actually outweigh the good? In my opinion, I think it probably does. I definitely do think so, especially in this age of time with social media and all these so-called celebrities that we look up to, these power couples and so forth, etc. I think it does put a negative spin on things and make things even worse. Definitely make people more uptight about getting married. I mean, and then of course, to be honest, we live in a world where people now are just getting married for the wrong reasons. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is. A lot of people just getting married for the wrong reasons. Whether that just be lust or, for them to be financially stable. And which is not such a bad thing, to be honest, for a woman to want to be with someone that's financially stable. But if you're going to be doing so, at least have something going for yourself. Women these days are looking for stability, and they marry a guy. It doesn't matter what he looks like, what his personality is, and how he looks on the inside or outside. As long as he got money in the bank, they will marry him. A lot of women will talk to guys, doesn't matter how he looks, as long as he has money. It's sad if you think about it. And that's the reason why I say, in my opinion, I think the bad does outweigh the good. I'm all for taking care of a woman. That's the way I feel it should be. But I'm also for the woman to be, independent, want to be able to take care of herself, have something going. You always think about, especially when it comes to marriage, you have to think about building a relationship, building a foundation, and kind of leaving a legacy for your kids, so to speak, because obviously none of us is going to live forever. So you want to make sure you have that foundation, and you want to also set it up where if something does happen to either one of the spouses, then they can still take care of the family, they can still take care of the kids and so forth and etc. I don't think a woman should totally be dependent on a man, and I think a lot of it stems from the way a lot of women are taught to as well. You notice now a lot of younger people nowadays, my generation, maybe a little older, and younger generation now are not being taught properly when it comes to marriage, or what they should be looking for, or what they should do in a marriage. They're not being properly taught how to act as a woman, so to speak, too as well. Obviously, this is not every woman and every guy, because this goes both ways. But I think a lot of women are just not being taught how to be a woman and how to present themselves as a woman, and and that's why the marriage now is so difficult, because you have people that are going to have no clue of what to do. Everyone is going in as their own unit, and it creates a problem. Marriage is where it's a devotion. Some women have to learn, or should understand, that you also have to be a bit submissive. Now, when I say submissive, doesn't mean that if I say, oh, what, I need to go jump in fire, jump off a bridge, you're going to do it. We need to be submissive to understand that the man takes on the man's role and you take on the woman's role. And that's how it works in a relationship. Because if you have two people fighting to be the head of the household, fighting to be the man in the relationship, oh my God, you're going to forever have an issue. And a lot of that is very evident in a lot of relationships you see today. Or some you may not even see on TV. It's the same situation where it leads to not communicating properly, everybody being mad because no one can make a decision, nobody can compromise because everyone feel like their decision is correct, and their what they think is the way it should be, that's how it should be done. And all of those play into a negative scheme of being married. And not to mention the simple fact that you have a lot of people that operate and do better just being engaged or just being together than when they get married. You have a lot of people that will tell you that before they got married, they've been together and everything was been perfect and fine, and once they got a title, it just changes everything. And most of the time you will hear that a lot of women do change in a relationship too as well. A lot of things that they used to do before the relationship doesn't happen after. And of course there could be a numerous that can be contributed to a lot of different things that happen in a relationship. Like for example, getting, pregnant, having a baby, so forth, etc. But sometimes people tend to forget about the relationship that, made the babies. People forget about the relationship that brought such a good unit together that they are successful, and forget to work on that, and eventually that part dies down, and eventually everything breaks apart. Women in general, I think, benefit more from, just being married. Guys don't. So there's no incentive for guys to get married these days, especially if you're a wealthy person. You're worried about losing your money. You're worried about marrying this person, and then she decides to divorce you after she gets tired or bored with you. And, just knowing that she can take 50% of your stuff, regardless of if she cheated on you or not. That's how, bad it is, and how it's really set up for women to always win. Don't even get me started on the kids, because we all know where they're going, regardless of the situation, unless you just, out and crack. If you're someone that's wealthy, doing good for yourself, I mean, what is there to really push you into wanting to get married? That's the reason why a lot of guys are, okay with staying single and dating around, and, not necessarily thinking about settling down. And some of them who want to, they're scared because of the simple fact that there's so much women after the wrong thing. There's so much people getting married for the wrong thing, for the wrong reasons. But anyway, let me know. That's my thought on it, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. Of course, be sure to let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoy. And of course, as always, I'm your host, Jiraiya Gaming. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.